genuine change. I am deeply honored to be chosen at this critical time in the history of our beloved Rivers State and Nigeria at large to serve as the first chairman of the coalition of Rivers State youth bodies in the state. This opportunity comes with significant responsibilities and high expectations. I acknowledge that I am not the only one qualified for this position. There are many capable individuals who could perform this role exceptionally. Yet, this mantle has been handed over to me without struggle, and I accept it with humility and sense of duty. I pledge to abide by the rules and principles guiding the activities and programs of this noble body. My administration will prioritize peace, unity, and progress amongst the youth of our state. Under my leadership, this coalition will play a vital role in restoring democratic values in Rivers State and strengthening democratic tenets across Nigeria, especially in the interest of our youth, who make up the largest segment of our population. It is important to emphasize that the coalition of Rivers State youth bodies in Rivers State is not an extension of any political party. Under my watch, we will not rent out our platform to any political interest. We are here to be a voice for the voiceless, a shield for the vulnerable, and a force for justice and accountability. We will speak out against human rights violations and challenge unjust policies. We will hold public office holders accountable and stand firmly on the side of truth and equity. To the federal government, we say this: the time has come to implement policies that genuinely serve the interests of the people, not those that are in cartel to the egos of a few elites in Abuja. As youth leaders, we will not tolerate any breach of the rule of law, especially in the Niger Delta. We must work collectively to uphold democratic values, as they are the bedrock for peace and development in our nation. We will cooperate with security agencies to protect and secure our country. And the youth and the livelihood of this nation will not partake in any actions that hinder development or compromise the progress of our people. I urge the government to prioritize the welfare of its citizens, because without the people, there is no nation. I also call for the full inclusion of youth in policy making and governance. There's only one way the nation can truly progress. The idea that youth are the future has become a fading slogan, with young leaders are not given access to power, and the space continues to be occupied by those who should be mentoring the next generation. Therefore, I call on the government to give urgent attention to youth development, empowerment, and leadership opportunities. It is how we prepare and position the youth to lead effectively, not only tomorrow, but today. As chairman, I will ensure that our youth are equipped, empowered, and positioned to reclaim their rights, place their rightful place in the leadership of Rivers State and Nigeria.
I am asked to advise the newly inaugurated youth body that by the name encompasses all the youth bodies in Rivers State, and that will be speaking for this state. But before I do that, let us tell ourselves the gospel truth. The gospel truth is that the youth of the 21st century, the Nigerian youth of the 21st century had failed us. They have failed us because they carry guns and shoot their fellow youth in the name of cultism. They have failed us because they did not allow the Nigerian police to sleep with their two eyes open in the name of kidnapping and dehumanizing their fellow human beings. They have failed us because the village woman, the market woman in the market, in the name of Yahoo, her money in the bank has been swindled by the Nigerian youth. They have failed us because our pipelines are suffering and bleeding. They have failed us because they have failed to acquire skill. That is not the Nigerian youth of our dream. They have failed us because most of our female youth are now doing what I don't want to say the word in the name of hookup. What type of mother are we expecting tomorrow? What type of wife are we expecting tomorrow? If we are to move forward, we must have a radical change. What are you talking about youth as a catalyst for sustainable development when all these indices are there? See, I am a teacher in the university, and by the nature we interact with the youth every day. We know all the vices that have been going on. We know we have been trying our best. But the Nigerian youth is enemy to his own self. We are enemies to our own self. Because why? We fail to ask ourselves questions. That man that is giving you gun in the name of political hungry, where is his own children?
When your coordinator was speaking, he made mention of the fact that the youths of Rivers State have often been divided along political lines. And I believe that's why this coalition is important, because you have chosen to rise above politics and pursue, like he said, things that will guarantee our constitutional rights. Our constitution is our truth. Our constitution is our justice. Because your truth may be different from my own truth. And so the minimum we require as a people is that we'll be governed according to the constitution of the land. And so you've taken upon yourself the duty to uphold that. And that is a very serious responsibility. It's a very serious responsibility. So today, we have come to share this vision with you. Because nobody will do it. You don't expect any person else to come and do it. Like I said, because of the energy the youth bring to everything, the innovation you bring, the critical thinking that you bring, the dynamism that you bring, it makes your demography very unique. All over the world, most changes are stimulated or facilitated by young people. Young people. When you look at even Nigeria from the beginning, all of those who led Nigeria at the time, none was even up to 50 years old. What has happened to that passion for change that we've always known youth for? What has happened? I mean, I used to be youth this, youth that, youth that. I have played a lot of roles as a youth leader. So to make impact as youth, you must be sacrificial. You must place public interest over and above personal interest. You must show commitment to what you are doing. Today when we came, some of us got here even before you. That's from the starting point. You're not demonstrating that we are serious about what we're doing. And if you don't use it at this time, you have your children to ask you questions. And one of the things I think you have to commit yourself to doing is also to demand on the leadership, demand on the government to upscale your capabilities, to raise our level of education, integrate an educational system that will make us contemporary with the realities of the time. We have to make those demands. I was just checking some statistics before I came here, and I realized that the GDP of Lagos, as we speak, is 41.9 trillion. But that of Rivers State is 7.9 trillion. 10 years ago, we were running neck to neck with Lagos State. And you now see the gap. that exists between Lagos. And of course, when you talk of GDP, you know what I mean, that is the total capacity to produce within an entity. It means that we are not productive anymore. It means that our business capacity is shrinking. And if we are not economically sound, how do we rate youths that can stand on their own? How? Because as it is now, people first want to survive. They want to survive before they begin to agitate. And that's why we find compromises in youth activities. Because people must survive first. And so we must demand of the system, the system must give us capacity to develop and contribute and have opportunities. And that's the job that you have to do as youths. Otherwise, the longer you stay, the longer you suffer the consequences of your inaction. The shorter we stay, the shorter we suffer the consequences of our actions. So you suffer it more than us, because you have more time. And so if you have taken up this responsibility and this commitment and you're not sure of what it's about, we are asking you this morning to understand that you have decided to take a huge responsibility on your young shoulders. And that responsibility is to make our states grow, to make our state great, to make our state economically buoyant. Nobody will do it for us. Nobody. And so coming together, putting your youthful voices together, you can make impact.